Well, hello there. Welcome to your monthly numerology here at Readings at the Round Table. I'm Jennifer. We may have met before. And this is your numerology for June 2025. So, full disclosure, I've recorded this intro a couple of times. One time, my sound went out and I didn't notice. So now I have the little sound bar right in front of me. So hopefully I won't miss it if my sound completely conks out like it has in the past. Second, my little friend back here, Mouse, yeah, he has disrupted a couple of recordings, but no matter what happens this time, even if he gets in the way, I'm going to soldier on. That's what we're going to do. So let's get to it. June. All right, now I'm going to do the overview of astrology, and it is a very quick snapshot kind of overview. I usually do not cover a lot of the aspects, especially aspects with the moon and Mercury, because they move really fast, right? However, today I am going to cover a few aspects that I think are important, and that's where I'm going to leave that. So we're starting off June. June 6th, we have Venus moving into Taurus. And Venus loves being in Taurus because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So Venus loves being in Taurus. It's a very happy place. I think this is going to be a good time for all. Money-wise and romance. Mostly when it's in Taurus, it's about money. It's about material things. But, it still has that little bit of a connection with love. On the 8th, we have Mercury moving into Cancer. But before Mercury moves into Cancer, which is about 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mercury is going to be conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. So while Mercury is still in Gemini, Mercury is going to be conjunct Jupiter. And that's some good luck, because our planet of communication is conjunct our planet of luck. I love that because, I'm double ruled by Mercury. Yeah, good times. So lots of stuff going on with that. However, Mercury does move into Cancer about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 8th. Then on the 9th, Jupiter decides to jump ship and join Mercury in Cancer. So Jupiter moves into Cancer as well. This is a much happier place for Jupiter. It's not that Gemini was a bad place for Jupiter. It's just that Gemini is opposing the sign that Jupiter rules, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So that's an opposition that usually they're not happy, opposing the sign that they're ruling, these planets. So this is a happier place for Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be in a good space for the next 12 months in Cancer. Now, we have a lot of aspects on this day, a lot of aspects. The ones that are really important is the moon is square Mars, Mercury is square Neptune and Saturn, because Neptune and Saturn are right there together in Aries. Venus is square Pluto. So there are some squares that I just feel like are really important. And nowadays, when things are squaring Saturn, it's squaring Neptune as well. And it's it's kind of a double whammy with those squares in Aries. So just letting you know, and you can take a deep dive with some of these other wonderful, wonderful astrologers on YouTube and Instagram and listen to what they're saying about these squares. Because a lot of times the astrologers will cover them a couple of days before it happens. So that way I'm telling you when it's going to happen and you can go check it out. Okay, on the 11th, we have a full moon in Sagittarius that hits its peak at 3:44 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love a full moon in Sag. Oh my gosh. Full moon in Sagittarius is just so much fun. It really is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, again, you always want to invite a Sagittarius to your party, right? Yeah. So on the 17th, we have Mars moving into Virgo. It is a good place for Mars. It is very, I mean, this is a very analytical fight. Maybe not one that you want to pick. I'm just saying. So with Mars and Leo, Mars is already fiery. I mean, it rules Aries. And so Mars and Leo is a very fiery, like, you know, we bring fire to the fight, right? Being in Virgo, Mouse, what are you doing? Please don't knock down the camera. I really do love this cat. Mars in Virgo is still going to be a tiny little bit fiery, but it's going to be more analytical, and it's still a bite that stings, let me tell you. But Mars in Virgo is going to want to take things apart and just be like, and you did this in 1987, and you did this in 1992, and this in 2006. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the Virgo energy with that fun-filled, like, Mars. So on the 20th, we have the sun moving into Cancer, and we have summer solstice. Oh my gosh, I love summer solstice. It's just an incredible time of the year. On the 25th, we have a new moon in Cancer that hits its peak at 6:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is square Saturn and Neptune. Luckily, it does move really quickly because the moon moves really fast. So it is square Saturn and Neptune. Not like it's not the worst thing, but I'm not loving all these squares with Saturn and Neptune involved. Again, I encourage you to take a look, and I encourage you to look up like the squares in astrology and what's going on, because this is about numerology, and this is just an overview of the astrology of the month, so you can kind of see what's going to happen with your life path number. On the 26th, we have Mercury moving into Leo. So Mercury in Leo is just right out there. Oh my gosh, Mercury in Leo wants to be seen, wants to be like right on top. I mean, you know, this is an Oscar winner right here, Mercury in Leo. So Mercury in Leo is a lot of fun, very talkative, and definitely like right up front wanting to be seen. It's really awesome. So at the end of the month, at the end of June, we have Saturn and Neptune in Aries, Venus and Uranus in Taurus, Jupiter and the Sun in Cancer, Mercury in Leo, Mars and South Node in Virgo, Pluto in Aquarius, and Pluto's retrograde right now. And we still have North Node in Pisces. So we have 3 planets in fire, 3 plus North Node in, 3 plus South Node in Earth, 1 plus North Node and the Sun in water, and 1 in air. It's very exciting planetary-wise. I know. I really do feel like it's a good month. I mean, I never look at any month as just going, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're going to be in this. No, because there's good and bad in everything, and there's always a shadow side, right? Right. But if you're prepared for it, it doesn't like pull you into like a sinkhole. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. All right, so for the crystal of the month for June, oh my gosh. So, I looked up a couple of things about this lovely crystal. It is citrine. So excited. And all of the publications and the website that I used to find the information for citrine are listed in my description below. I used the Healing Oracle Crystal Healing Cards by Rachelle Charman, the Encyclopedia of Crystals by Judy Hall, and this wonderful website that I found, and I love talking about some of these websites that I found, is Tiny Rituals. So please go check them out. They're pretty awesome. I love finding these places that, you know, talk about these crystals, and it's just fantastic. It's awesome. So go check them out, please. This is citrine, and of course, this is not going to be in focus. Why? Why is this not in focus? I mean, there we go. Thank you, Canon. All right, so this, the card that I pulled is from the Healing Oracle Crystal Reading Cards, Citrine, and it's about abundance. But that's not all. Oh my gosh. So citrine, you can find it in like a sort of milky white color. You can find it really clear, tumbled, rough. You know, they come in all. And really pale orange, like a really light yellow, or a darker orange. And I have examples of all. These are the ones. Okay, let me try that again. The chakras that citrine really, really hits home with is the sacral and the solar plexus. It does work on all chakras, but the sacral and the solar plexus are the biggest ones. It's the number one thing that you want to bring in with those two chakras. And I really, solar plexus is my favorite chakra, so I think we've talked about that before. I do have two examples that have small Herkimer diamonds in them. It's really kind of cool. And I picked up some extra ones because, again, I'm re-recording this because of my little incident. But I picked up some extra ones from a local shop called Heart, Soul, and Art. And these are so pretty. Oh, I can't wait to show them to you. So I'll pull these in just a minute and show them to you on the overhead camera. But some of the places that I read in in the cards and in the book, was that they never need to be cleansed. But I also read it, like, again, and I can't remember which one of these in the website or the publications, the best way to cleanse them is to sit them in the sun or to run them underwater. Now, I typically sit all of my crystals out in the full moon to like clear and cleanse my crystals. However, there are crystals that prefer the sun. There are crystals that prefer just like sitting on like earth. There are crystals that prefer just running underwater to clear them and cleanse them. I don't know if this crystal really does have to be cleansed or not, but I choose to clear and cleanse my crystals because let me tell you something. I get my money's worth out of these crystals. I use the crap out of them all the time. So just letting you know. This particular crystal is an amazing energy clearing stone. It absorbs, transmutes, and grounds negative energy. It attracts abundance, so it's perfect to put in your wealth corner with feng shui. It promotes joy, inner calm. It increases energy, and like if you're working in a creative space and you need to increase your creativity, this is going to be your best friend. Really is. This is a crystal that brings in the joy and magic of life. I mean, it really is associated with the sun. So there's a lot of joy here. This is a great stone for emotional balance. This is perfect stone for the 9-year that we're in for the numerology because it helps us to shift out old patterns of negativity and reverse self-destructive behavior. Thank you, Mouse, for cleaning yourself. Like right here, I'm just going to try to block him. I mean, really, he's going to like take a bath on camera. I told you I was just going to let this go. I mean, it's really so good. This crystal is definitely a fantastic purification crystal on all levels. I mean, it can cleanse all chakras, but it's really, really associated with the sacral and the solar plexus. It assists in manifesting wealth and abundance. It is a super awesome, fantastic crystal. Now, let me move my notes out of the way so I can show you some of these awesome crystals. Okay, sorry, stuff got disconnected. Okay, so these are clear and milky crystals, but these are the citrine that I bought from that lovely store, Heart, Soul, and Art here in Marietta. These are so awesome. Then I have some that like I've had for a long time. This is also another tumbled stone that's, you can see it's more milky, right? But you can see the yellow in it. Here's some that are not as clear, and these aren't tumbled. These are just the rough stones. so pretty. And this is one that has the Herkimer in it. I also have another one that has the Herkimer in it. Hang on. Oh, yep, right here. And you see how dark this one is? You see the darkness of the citrine? Isn't that just gorgeous? And these are ones that I have sitting on altars in my house and right over here in my wealth corner, you know. But oh, those are so pretty. Here's another one that is sort of, it's not exactly a smoky, but it's a lighter one. I think it is called a smoky citrine. One that has a little bit of a darker citrine in it. Then someone gave me this as a gift, and I keep it beside my bed. It's just a little vial of citrine. I love it. I love it. I love it. So there's all the citrine examples that I have. So you can find it. And I have some jewelry, but I've packed it up because I am going to do a pop-up shop. I do have some jewelry that I think is just fantastic to wear, like really close to the skin. It's awesome. So all of that being said, I'm really excited about June. I am. And before I get into your individual numerology, I will be pulling from for advice cards today, I will be pulling from Moonology, the Oracle cards, and the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. There we go. Thank you, Canon. The Goddess Guidance Oracle deck, those are the cards I will be pulling from today. And as usual, I will be reading from the Moonology book because there's so much information in that booklet that I can't ignore it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful June. And let's stay tuned and see what's going on with your individual life path numbers. Hello, Life Path 1. Welcome to June, because June is going to be a 7-month for you. Now, I love being in the vibration of a 7, but it's not for the faint of heart. It's not. But I really think that this is going to be a phenomenal month for you, truly, because 7 is a very spiritual number. It is. 7 is the number of spiritual connection and the number of spiritual expansion. This is just so wonderful, and I think it's going to be great for you. For Life Path 1 vibration, it's great. So the mantra of the 7 is, I am graceful spirit, finding insight, beauty, and peace all around me, which means that you have to look for it. Sometimes it's not like right there in your face, right? I made a video a little while ago about finding pockets of peace in my day. I have to find them. I have to look for them and just have that 15 minutes to myself, you know? So sometimes you have to look for it. But 7 is definitely about, it's a spiritual expansion number. It's like increasing your metaphysical knowledge, like your spiritual study. It really is a time of like connecting more with the universe, with nature, with each other, strengthening that connection and like making it stronger. I think that this is a wonderful time because it does help you to trust your own judgment more, which is another part of the 7. Because 7 is also a time of contemplation. It's a time of introspection. It's a time to sit and go, hold on. Let me review this. Let me assess it. And let me discover what I'm supposed to learn out of this. That's what the 7 is. And I do say it's not for the faint of heart because not everybody can handle the spiritual expansion part. They may be able to like work on strengthening their spiritual connections to the universe, to each other, to nature. But the spiritual expansion with like your knowledge, with your study, it's it's not easy for people to expand sometimes their minds in that direction. This is definitely a time to analyze the situation. Look at what it is that you need in your life and really what is bringing you peace. How is that working out for you? Yeah. And again, like me, I have to find little pockets of peace just so that I can get through my day. I mean, it happens. I have like 1 million cats, 3 dogs, 2 kids, and a husband. It's, sometimes a little much. But that's okay. I can handle it, right? And you can handle this too, Life Path 1. So the shadow side of the 7 is self-imposed isolation, self-doubt, insecurity, and running from problems and decisions. Now, that does tie in like really, really strongly with your shadow sides, with the shadow effect of the 1. And that's isolation, insecurity, and doubt, which can come across from a 1 standpoint as selfishness, lazy, or even aggressive, because people do not understand that you're isolating. People do not understand that it's insecurity that's keeping you from moving forward. They don't understand that. So when you're in this time of a 7, when you're in the vibration of a 7, you really need to be hyper aware of it. You need to be vigilant about the fact that you're not like isolating for too long. Maybe you just isolate for, again, pockets of time. But work with that self-doubt and work through it instead of like camping out in it. Yeah. The lesson of the 7 is making choices without retreating from others and finding the answers within yourself without and trusting them without running from them. So trust the decisions and the answers that you find within yourself, because that is definitely Spirit speaking to you. That solar plexus chakra, when I tell people, I'm like, when I hear people say, I have a gut feeling about this, that's your solar plexus chakra speaking to you. And your solar plexus chakra is about intuition. It is about insight. And that is definitely something that you need to pay attention to. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I want to remind you of your mantra, which is, I'm inspiration. I fearlessly direct my creative ideas into action. You are an action taker, Life Path 1. You find the courage, the initiative, and you are a leader. You just go for it, right? There are inspirational ideas that are coming into you all the time, and I highly recommend that you listen to them, especially during the vibration of the 7, because this is where you're expanding yourself, you're expanding and making more connections. And as you're expanding, more ideas are going to come into you. More inspirational ideas are going to come into you. And you're going to find more confidence in yourself as you move forward. I love this. I do love it. I love it. So this is a time where you can see a lot of potential and stuff that's like coming up for you. And I definitely feel like you should document it, save it, because not every single idea is going to be something that you need to act on right then. And you do this all the time, because this is part of your life path where you take an idea that you put on the shelf, you dust it off and you polish it up real nice and you move forward with it. And that could also be one of these times, because this could be a lot of inspiration coming into you during this time in June. Love it. I love it. I mean, who doesn't love inspirational ideas, right? Oh, man, my eyes. Who doesn't love getting wig glue in their eye? I mean, looks like I've been crying, and it's not. It's just wig glue. All right. Let's start with the Goddess Guidance cards. We'll switch so that you can see these better. Ooh, okay. Now, I'm going to say this wrong, but I love this card. Ein, leap of faith. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. Holy crap, that is so perfect for you. Take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. That's exactly what you do. That is exactly what you do. I love it. I love it. Just going to put that front and center right there. Because honestly, like the lesson of the one is to push through insecurities and doubt while developing like confidence in your own brilliance. So take a leap of faith. I mean, do it responsibly. Don't say, well, I don't have a job, but I'm going to go buy a $3 million house. Let's be a little bit responsible. Oh, full moon in Pisces, release. What is wrong with me? Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. Oh my gosh. I love that. All right, let's see what we got here. Should be sort of at the end. Full moon in Aquarius. There we go. There we go. Balance spirituality and practicality. Okay. Have you ever been so head in the clouds that you've lost touch with reality? If so, take this card as a sign that you need to pay attention and make a concerted effort to move towards your goals. The more practical steps you can take, the better. It's time to find an inner balance between your responsibilities and your dreams. Meditate on your question, and the solutions to your issue may now come through very clearly. If you're in a tricky situation because you've been acting the martyr, this card will be a message from the cosmos to drop the act for everyone's sake. Meditate every day and see what comes to you. The answers will come. Well, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I'm excited. I am so excited for you, Life Path 1, because you are incredibly resourceful. You really are. And I love the individuality of a Life Path 1. I do. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome, awesome June. And until we see each other again, get out there and make your magic. Bye.